Hey everybody, welcome back to Hex Token channel, number 2, live stream PulseChain, PulseX and Hex twice a day. And of course, we love it, that's for sure. We are waiting patiently together until PulseChain launches, so it's pretty cool. I love the community, so let's get into it. Got a couple of comments there, just a little bit puffed. I was walking down the hallway and had my cup of tea, so I was a little bit late there, so I apologize for that. But we're here now, TV Bishop in the house there. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. ATV, good to see you. And with the 555s, I love that. Let's get the ducks on. We've got the ducks playing in the background. Hex Force 1, let's do it. Woo-hoo-hoo. Hey, that's absolutely Hex Force 1 has landed. That's how we roll here. We got Dave down under as well. Superman, hats off to you. We love tuning into you every day. I appreciate that, Dave. It's always great having all you guys in the chat there too. We've got a cool community. Really, really do like it. Hex on Choice in the house there. Good day. Good day. Excellence. Yeah. Well, hopefully in the future we'll have some meetups, and maybe I'll be able to get over to some places like the United States and places and meeting all the people. It's going to be a lot of fun. Australia, we got people everywhere, man. Portugal, India, you name it. People are around the world, that's for sure. It's a pretty awesome international community. Hey, CJ in house there with the thumbs up. Hey, CJ, thumbs up to you. Katie as well. Woohoo! Brennan as well. Cheer my bro. Cheer my bro, or as we say, cheer my bro. So what we do, John, this is the way we roll. KD in the house there as well with the ducks and the bread. Awesome stuff. So sounds like my audio's up and running. Let me just set things up here. We've got a few moderators in chat as usual, so it's cool. I'm going to put mute on my own screen over here. Now we've got a poll up and running at the moment. So obviously the video is called Hex Keeps on Trending on Twitter. And man, it's the third day? Third day, solid trending on Twitter. Pretty cool. Hex keeps on trending. Plus, so I do implore you, encourage you to get your own Hex tweets out. It can be anything you think of that adds value in terms of spreading the word about Hex. So the more people that hear about it, the better. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people seeing the Hex. Tens of thousands are seeing the branding. So keep up the good work there, folks. This is how you do it. This is how you do it in a bear market. And of course, keep on board and keep spreading the word. Hex.com. Here we are on the website here, Hex.com. Check it out if you're new. Plus, we explore the future of PulseChain. So we're going to talk about that. We've got a poll in the chat there at the moment about that. The biggest thing, massive pumpamental. Actually, just realized did I spell that wrong? Yeah, pumpamental. Yeah, I spelled that wrong there. Sorry about that. Pumpamental, you expect on PulseChain, PulseX, SuperDex, traditional DeFi. Obviously, new DeFi profit sharing projects. Now we know there's over 80 already that are native to PulseChain. And of course, I would say the large majority of them have profit sharing tokens. So it's pretty cool like that. And some of them quite innovative in the space about how they're doing that. So they're really, really cool. NFTs, Metaverse, and GameFi. I've kind of wrapped that all together. That's the ERC 721s, the 1155 type things. The old ones, the old ones. I can't remember what's the old ones called. I just forgot my memory at the moment. Skipped my memory. Then a new big killer crypto DApp. Do you think PulseChain will have something that is so big that comes out into PulseChain? I don't know. It could be an insurance contract setup or real world fractionalization with crypto of, I don't know, property or something. Let me know in the chat what you think could fit into that space. Has to be a big market. So I'm thinking insurance, that sort of thing. Maybe so let me know in the chat what you think about that. Bitfinex says Hex is a world language. It certainly is. Hex is a world language there. I like that, Bitfinex. Brendan's in the house there. Laughing already, Brendan. What did I say? Oh, cheer my bro. You're talking about the Billy T. My Billy T, yeah. My Billy T James. That's the way. If you haven't seen Billy T James on YouTube or videos, check out Billy T James. Probably the funniest man to ever come out of New Zealand, at least modern New Zealand. So definitely check him out. He is hilarious. Brendan says the Islander laugh was spot on, Superman. Yeah, it's actually, I was trying to do Billy T. James. He's a famous Maori comedian. He passed away, unfortunately. Was it back in the, not sure what decade, actually, 90s or something. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Hex on Choice in there. Write down on a check at a restaurant and bars. Go to hex.com. I get good results when I go back to the places. Oh, well done. Excellent choice. That's awesome idea. Write down on a check at a restaurant. So obviously in the US and stuff, they do things like tipping and things. We don't do that here. But if you do a restaurant, typically you have a check come to your table and, like a list of your bill. So you could do that. That's pretty cool. I like that. Excellent choice. Good idea. Sup, people? It's now in the house there. Hex Machine said liquid loans in USDL is the biggest hidden pump metal for PulseChain. Says Hex Machine. Yeah, so that would be that would fit in number one. That would be in traditional DeFi because that is a fork of Liquidity. Now I know that they're going to be building around that ecosystem, other things into it. So, but I'd put that in the top one there. The liquid loans. I just put SuperTex and traditional DeFi in there because both of them, took over pretty good revenue, right? The traditional DeFi, that's really good. I probably could have been a little bit specific, but there's only so much room in that area. I think 70 characters or something. We got a nice cup of tea there. Nice cup of tea today. Cup of tea. What else? It's now says no tipping in New Zealand. No, we don't have tipping in New Zealand. You can do it, of course, but we don't have it as a cultural phenomena. And I know that in United States, waitresses and that they probably make a lot of their money is actually in tipping. I think UK has tipping. You go to a hotel and you tip the bellboy or whoever else is helping you, concierge, you tip them, but we don't have it here. It's not part of our culture as well. Typically, your base hourly rate would have to be higher right here because we don't have the tipping phenomena. I remember a brother of mine was working in London and he was his first job before he became did some amazing stuff in London, but before that he worked as a bellboy. You take the luggage up and stuff like that. He met Jay Leno and people like that, and on his travels there that he would help. And he used to. I remember staying there, and he brought back. He had a jar full of tips that he'd got, and I ended up counting them all up. I thought it was pretty exciting. I was counting all the tips up, and boy, oh boy, it wasn't too bad actually. Certainly, the wages were pretty low, so the tips were really what mattered. It was pretty hilarious on that one. Excellent choice says writing hexcalc.net is also very good. Says excellent choice. Those are some good ideas. What up, family? Human Hex Trafficker in the house. Hey, Human Hex Trafficker. Excellent choice said I just had the greatest idea. Write hex.com on all your money. Says excellent choice. Yeah, I think that's illegal though, isn't it? I think it's illegal to damage the fiat currency. I'm pretty sure, but I like the idea. Isn't the join button a tip? Says stand out the join button. Yeah, definitely. If you haven't joined this channel, YouTube channel, hit the join button. We've got what we got? We've got PulseChain, Hexkins, and the Richard Hart Club. If you haven't joined up, help support the channel. Go for gold with that. Go for gold. Is that a Australian Kiwi saying? I think it might be. Get a stamp for it. Says excellent choice. Get a stamp. Yeah. Just don't have a film. Don't have anyone camera filming you doing it. That's probably what I'd say. So get in and vote, folks. 24 minutes. We'll see how we get on with that poll towards later on in the live stream. It's going to be a lot of fun there. Let's hear from Richard Hart, the founder of Hex.com and, of course, PulseChain as well, PulseChain.com and PulseX.com. Let's check out a little bit of wise wisdom here from RH here.
I think cryptocurrency is one of the few things in the world that could really return power back to the people. Every year you get less and less choice, your money's worth less and less, your hours get longer. It seems like almost everything's getting worse. And crypto is one of the few things that lets you extract yourself from that horror. You can participate in the world's highest performing asset class. You can participate in trustless peer-to-peer revolution in finance where, there's no banking hours. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's you and the code. Nobody else can stop you from cashing out. Nobody else can stop you from doing what you want to do. And, when you give people the power to create good things, they quite often do. A lot of innovations come from cryptocurrency. There's things you can do in crypto that you can't do anywhere else in the world. And I'm proud to be part of that revolution.
So that's a cool introduction around crypto and some of its benefits there from RH, Richard Hart, the founder. Now, let's quickly check on the market, see how Hex is doing. Hex is on a nice little run up here. This is getting very important at the moment. We're at this sort of crossroads. We are just under 1/10 of a penny to cross over with our bullish crossover with the 13-day EMA, exponential moving average, which rates contemporary prices versus older prices there on the 13-day and it's about to cross over the 50% on the Bollinger Bands there and the red line. So the yellow crossing the red line is what we want to see. We can see a couple examples above when it crosses over. It just gives us high confidence in a crossover and a trend reversal. Now, not inevitable in the sense, but it certainly has fit the structure on this chart quite often here. So we keep watching out on that very close. We've been waiting patiently for a long time. Look how big this gap's been for a very long time. And so we're finally getting there at the moment. So pretty cool. In fact, let's have a look at the top of this gap through to where we are now. 44 days, so a month and a half. Been waiting patiently there for the closing there. And it signals a good chance of a trend reversal, a very high chance of a trend reversal. We've got tightening. The Bollinger Bands are getting a bit tighter as well. That's very bullish too for price direction one way or the other. In this case, up is the look there with the Bollinger Band. So we'll keep watching that. It's very, very cool. And we're currently at just over 4.4 cents at the moment, with a high of the day at 4.6 cents, 4.6 cents. So cool, looking good. All right, let's jump over to the quad charts here just quickly before we get on to PulseChain a bit. We've got the Hedron currently at 504. So that's been pretty steady there the last 3 days. So pretty good there. Obviously, with the release of ICOSA, I think it is ICOSA, yeah. And it's not the easiest name to remember, but I think I got it right. We've got Maxi there, obviously on the release of, at least the white paper for base and team token. There has rallied. The premium is spectacular. This premium is spectacular. And of course, it's got bonded liquidity with Hex. It's also got some liquidity support there as well, buying pressure. It's also got a lot of a big community that's are pretty committed. I think they're actually getting a pretty committed, even more so than Hex at this stage that I can see. So we were talking about 86% premium here, and of course on the breakout too. Let's have one more look at this quickly because it's really impressive, and especially in these market conditions. So look at that breakout there. Let's see what happens to this over the next week or two, because it's going to be fun to watch this. And of course the devs are just tidying up the dev contracts, and they've got to get their audited, tested, etc. And then we'll see base and team come out, and the ecosystem expanding pretty fast there in Maximus. And they're not going to stop there based on their white paper. Looks like they could have other peerings and tokens and things like that. So it's going to be pretty interesting. Base also looks like it's going to be the main liquidity pair as well. And of course the team token there could have multiple revenues going into it based on the roadmap there. So it could be pretty powerful, but definitely check it out. The other thing, of course, is Pulse Dogecoin has been doing pretty well. $2.64, had a bit of rally, just a little easing off now, but I suspect with the rumors, not rumors, the teasing of staking Pulse Dodge coming out today, that we might see this really start to rally again, maybe get it back up to this over $4 mark again, or high threes, $4. So we'll be watching out on that. The structure's looking pretty good. Maybe there's just a little bit of sell-off here before it makes another big green candle. So I'll have to turn the plane around at the moment though, just while it's red. So got the red plane there, but I'm sure it will probably turn around, is my guess there. So that's pretty cool. The markets as well looking pretty good after that. BTC back up towards around the 21,000, 42 on ETH, and BNB looking pretty good, 230 there as well. I think the stable coins looking fairly stable. Pun. But this is the way it goes in USD Tether. They're just always slightly below a dollar. But obviously USDD, the Tron stable, was under pressure. Obviously UST was under, got sold off down to about 25 cents. So USDD, they scurried with hundreds of millions of dollars to support it. It's back up at 97.5 cents, but not at peg. And I don't think it's been at peg at all since it came off there. So now you can see that it's been under peg here all the way. that's the way it's been. So how's Tron been doing since that time? Have we got the TRX? Is it TRX? Yeah, sorry, I misspelled that, Tron. That's bad. My bad. Okay, 6.3 cents there. You can see that's been down from 7.3. So I lost about a cent from the looks of there. Actually, a little bit lower, but yeah, about a cent there. So it's managed to still running at it, trading at a discount there. So pretty cool. And obviously, Terra UST there. So I'm not showing it. Terra Classic, no, Terra USD is currently, where's that at? That's all fallen away. Oh, this is the old one. This is the old one. So my bad. UST there. That's different. So I'm not sure what happened there. Let me just jump back over here. Not sure what happened to the token name there. What happened there? Is it over? I thought it was typically over here. USD. No, I can't find it. Oh well, I'll have to double check that off air rather than running around looking for that. Anyway, we're going to get the PulseChain. So let's get into a couple of the comments before we get into PulseChain. That's our second part. We're going to explore the future of PulseChain. We've got our poll up at the moment. Where are we getting up to here? We've got Crypto Boz in the house there. Hex and Human Trafficker in there. What up, family? The Crypto Bozo show in the house. Yo, yo, yo. And Hex and Choice. I just had the greatest idea. Right, Hex.com and on a minute. I think we looked at that one. So sorry, I looked a little bit too far back up there. What else are we up to here? It's now says the notes that depend on tips. Take good care of those that do big tip. That's true. It's now. Tips Ben rules. Yep. I actually quite like the idea. I like the idea of a tipping culture. It's just not something that we particularly have here. I mean, people do it, but not as a cultural thing. Woohoo! So excited about PulseChain, but can't wait. Actually waiting. Yeah, me too. There, Blood Bush King. Delay has been good. Practice on testnet 2B. Yeah, 2B. Hex Biker in house there. Good morning, all. Hey, Hex Biker. Give this hero more likes, please. Says Snake Guys. Yeah, I agree with that one. Smash the likes. Hit the subscribe button as well. Hex on air says good morning or whatever, wherever you are from, fam. That's true. That's true. Welcome to everybody. And let us know in the chat there what country you're from, if you don't mind. Let us know for sure. All right, so PulseChain goals. Now, if you're not familiar, we're going to quickly go through this PulseChain.com. I'm going to post it in the chat there if you're new to PulseChain or you're watching this after the live stream. You check out PulseChain.com. It's coming out. It's currently on Testnet, the third Testnet. We're going to look at that later in the timeline, the PulseChain timeline. So stay tuned for that. Oh, like now says it's now. Yeah, definitely subscribe and hit the like. How close are we getting? We're getting up to 4,800 subs. How far are we? We're 25 subs away from 4,800. We're on the march there, so get in there, folks. Now, PulseChain, basically, it's going to have it's going to be the first system stake fork of Ethereum, the whole full stake system. First time ever. The whole full system of Ethereum is getting copyrighted. Everything. Over 500,000 tokens. There's something like close on. Actually, how many wallets are there? There's tons of them now. Let's go check out useful links. And here on Discord, if you haven't joined Discord, hit the link in the video description. We're going to go up to our stats here. So we've got our stats, Ethereum blockchain and exchange stats. So we're going to go up to, we've got the ETH blockchain, and we've also got the Uniswap stats there as well. We're going to go to the total wallets. Let's go check this out. It hasn't been a while since I did it last. And yeah, up to 199.3 million wallets there. They're almost at 200 million wallets. Have been created there on Ethereum. Can you believe it? 199.3, or just about the 200 million. Now everything's getting copied over to PulseChain. There's potentially going to be this many wallet holders, depending on what they've got in their wallet, of course. But all the tokens are getting copied over. It's going to be insane in the membrane. So it's going to be pretty cool. Let's have a look at Etherscan 2 and see what assets there are. We're going to go up to tokens here. Look at ERC20s. We can see that this here says that there are over 545,000 token contracts found that are all going to be copied over. So it's going to be pretty exciting. Let's have a look at ERC 721s, the NFTs. We've got 93,323 ERC 721 contracts coming over. Pretty cool. Let's have a look at the 1155s. Of course, sort of 12,999 of these as well. So pretty exciting there as well. So that's some pretty cool stuff there. 200 million. So you can see how big PulseChain is going to be. Massive. Now, what's the cool thing about this? You're going to own the keys to your coins. It's basically Ethereum copied over, but it's not just an ordinary full system state fork, and it's not just the first one. It's actually going to be dramatically enhanced as a full proof of stake. And currently the code has been rewritten, and of course we're going to talk about that later in the live stream. And of course it's going to be enhanced. It's going to be super fast, super cheap. So it's going to be incredible to do that. Now, at the moment on the testnet, one Pulse token, which is the native token of PulseChain, is going to be able to do about 1,300 transactions. So it's pretty powerful stuff there. And of course, it's going to start off at 0. The price is going to start off at 0, and of course get priced up pretty quickly. Like it's going to be pretty insane. And of course, everyone's speculating on what that exactly could be. It's going to be fascinating to see that. Now, it's going to be super huge. So the first full system state copy of Ethereum, a super enhanced proof of stake. It's going to be awesome. And of course, people are going to be able to stake their PLS native token with validators that are going to validate those blocks and transactions on the blockchain. So it's going to be pretty cool there. So that's the first big thing. The second thing, of course, is going to be potentially the biggest airdrop. Well, it's not potentially. I think it's just going to be the biggest airdrop in crypto history because no one has ever done this before. So it's going to be the biggest crypto airdrop. Everything on Ethereum is going to get copied over to PulseChain. And the people that have all those wallets and hold those assets, they're the ones that are going to get those copies on the PulseChain. So it's the biggest crypto airdrop for them. ERC20s and SEM21s and M55s and any other tokens are going to get copied over and be called PRCs. So you're going to have PRC20s, PRC SEM21s, etc. It really is a big deal. So it's going to be pretty cool. The other thing, of course, is going to be potentially with the exchange, PulseX, and what we call an AMM bot is going to harvest all the tokens and set them up in PulseX. And PulseX could potentially be the biggest super DEX, and of course, which is option 1 there in the poll, and potentially be the biggest yield farming in crypto history as well. And we know what yield farmers do, right? They quickly, some of the people call them mercenary yield farmers, but they quickly jump from chain to chain looking for the biggest thing. And of course, the biggest yield farming is going to be in PulseX, and there will be other AMMs in there and stuff like that, but it's going to be the biggest one by far. And of course, it's going to have its own peers set up with AMM in the first, before anyone even gets a trade. It's kind of like the first super trade, as it were. And then, of course, people are going to have access to that. The other thing, of course, people will be able to set up their own trading peers on there too. And then, of course, once the bridge opens up a day or two later after PulseChain launches, you'll have people being able to bridge over other assets, ERC20s, stable coins and things like that from Ethereum over to PulseChain and peer those up with PRC20 counterparts, and of course using bridged pairs there. We'll have a third type of bridge pair being set up, so it's going to be pretty crazy stuff like that. A lot of the prices will end up being bonded as well, so you'll have assets that are the same assets on Ethereum and PulseChain getting bonded that way, and of course they benefit. So if there's more demand on one chain, good chance that it'll be with the bonded pair liquidity that will pull up the assets on the other chain as well. So you're going to get a lot of that happening. It's going to be fascinating. There's going to be a lot of stuff set up after the launch, of course, with the liquidity pairs on both chains. So it's going to be fun to see that play out. Particularly the new coin will be Pulse, of course, and that's going to be a huge demand as well. So we've got the biggest first full system stake copy of Ethereum as PulseChain. Then we've got the potentially, we will have the biggest airdrop in crypto history. I can't see anything that's going to be even close to that. With the copy of every single token on Ethereum getting copied over to PulseChain. And then, of course, all those users want to come over and get their tokens, right? But when they get there, they're going to realize they own the keys to their coins and they're on a chain that's just like Ethereum. It's a layer 1. And, of course, they're going to be able to do everything they can do on Ethereum, but for super fast, super cheap. So they really will never want to leave. And for a few people that do decide to leave, they'll quickly come back realizing, why the heck did I leave? Because this is where all the action's at. Super fast, super cheap. This is the way Ethereum is. Or do I want to go back to Ethereum and pay super high gas fees and never know when the timing of gas is going to be there? 1 minute it's down at 12. I tried to do a trade the other day. It was down at like 15 Gwei or something. I went to do a trade, and then before I looked at it, it was back up at 244 Gwei. And so it was just it killed off the economics of the small trade I was making. And there's lots of retail that find that frustrating. So PulseChain is going to change that. It's going to be a game changer. The other thing, of course, we've seen so many top projects, crash and burn, so to speak, during this bear market pullback. and so Terra and Celsius and other ones like that people are going to be looking for the next super project. And what is it? The only one sitting out there really is PulseChain and PulseX. So it's going to be absolutely amazing for that. People are going to be flocking to that like no end. It's got the best of everything as well. And we're going to get more into that shortly. So you got the first full system stake copy of Ethereum. It's going to be enhanced, of course, full proof of stake, and of course, super fast, super cheap. Layer 1, you got own the keys to your coins. These are all fundamental things. We've seen so many people lose money. You got exchanges not letting you withdraw money. You've got DeFi lending not letting you withdraw your money, and these are the big players. And of course, I've seen tons of big YouTubers get wrecked with Terra Luna and stuff like that. So it's very sad. Obviously, we don't think that that's great, but that's where people are looking for the best thing. So they want the best quality assets in crypto, and crypto does need to mature. And I think PulseChain is going to be the big light on the hill there, offering everything at once. So the whole smorgasbord is going to be there. And of course, that free airdrop and of course bridging over peers is going to be absolutely amazing to see that. People are going to get excited about that. So that's going to be super fast, and that brings us into the fact that with PulseX, the biggest, potentially the biggest yield farming, and so we're going to have yield farmers come over very quickly to get out not just the PulseX token, which is the native token of PulseX exchange, which could be the first super DEX as well, and I'll get onto that, but also the incentive token for yield farming there is also going to be well sought after. Now that is deflationary as well, and we know that those ones will probably surprise. A lot of people think that those will get sold off, but typically a lot of people speculate on those and accumulate a lot of them. So if people are willing to sell them down, a lot of people are willing to buy them, so it can have a countermeasure on there. So we'll be watching that too. The other thing, of course, is the final big thing is, of course, the bridge when it opens up 1 to 2 days after the PulseChain, and there's likely to be other cross-chain bridges as well following them pretty quickly. Is the fact that you'll be able to peer over all those assets over and set up liquidity pools. Yield farmers be able to make yield farming, earn incentive tokens for doing it, and of course, incentives is what drives things, right? People want incentives to do that, and that's what drives people to do that behavior. That's what drives people to bridge over assets into a new chain, those incentives. So if people think that that's not true, well, every other chain that's been set up, you see the yield farmers coming thick and fast, and they're all coming in for the incentives on that chain. So incentives drives behavior, regardless of what some people might say. So it's going to be pretty amazing to see that. And on top of all that, can you believe it? We've already got over 80 projects at least that have been natively creative on PulseChain. It hasn't even launched yet. Of course, we know all the projects that are getting airdropped and stuff like that over on PulseChain. They've all got the opportunity to come over. We already have seen some announcements of some of those projects that will be supporting interfaces and things like that into PulseChain. And I'm sure that that's going to grow extremely fast as well. We also know that a lot of big YouTubers have sacrificed for PulseChain and PulseX, and that was the mechanism of distributing the supply for PulseChain and PulseX. And of course, that is going to be all up front. So there's only deflation after that. That's what I mean by the fact that you think it's already good. It's going to be amazing because it's got all the best of the tokenomics. And of course, that is buy and burn features and stuff like that. So it's going to be absolutely amazing to see that play out. PulseX, for example, $1 billion of trade through PulseX as a super DEX. You've got $700,000 of buy and burn every day, a buy feature and burn. So it's going to be absolutely powerful. And the total supply at the beginning is a bit like a balloon. I always describe it as a balloon with the air coming out. It's only getting smaller over the time. That's also true for Pulse, the native token of PulseChain. Has a fee burning mechanism, so 25% of the fees get burned, and so the air just slowly goes out. So it's not like other chains where you've always, like Ethereum, you've always got, even with a burn function, you've got net increase in inflation. This is only deflation constantly in both Pulse and PulseX, and it's going to be funny to see that play out because really a good chance that with the biggest yield farming in crypto history, the biggest airdrop, the bridge pairings, and the incentive token, that you could see PulseX be the first super DEX and really challenge the value of the native token as well, PulseChain. So it's going to be interesting to see that play out over time. And of course, given all the bad projects that have been out there in crypto, this really does offer the chance of a lifetime. This is the big lifeline that people will be looking through for PulseChain. And we should see a lot of really cool DeFi projects going on there. And of course, we already talked about some of the premium ones that we already talked about, like liquid loans with a native stablecoin, USDL. And of course, we see how well that liquidity is doing with the LUSD stable on Ethereum, given of the market bearishness, and of course, many of the big projects falling from grace, as it were. And capital flows into the stronger assets, and then we've seen that with liquidity that it's been flowing in there to the US LUSD, and it's been running at a good premium over peg of $1. And of course, a good strong stable coin is fundamental for DeFi and fundamental for people to have confidence and be able to make money too in USD terms. So when risk gets turned off, then you see that those assets really become more important. And of course, when there's risk on, then the underlying tokenomics for the projects get to flourish, and so you get people buying more of the crypto rather than the stable coin itself. So really, really cool. I'm excited about that. We're obviously going to have a lot of lending and DeFi into PulseChain. That's also going to create leverage. Leverage pushes up the asset prices of all the popular crypto projects, especially the ones that have got good tokenomics, and away you go. So there's lots in store, folks. What do you have to do to get involved, of course, is you just either have to have all your assets on Ethereum if you want to get them copied over for the biggest airdrop in crypto history. When PulseChain actually launches, you will just have to, if you've got using MetaMask, for example, just add the PulseChain network into your MetaMask, and you'll be able to switch over from Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain or wherever you're on, and switch it over to Ethereum and see your airdrops. And there, you'll just have to import the contract tokens as normal, and there you are. It's done. That's easy. You have to do basically nothing other than add the network and you import your token contracts, and away you go. So it's going to be pretty cool. The other thing, of course, is that you'll have the opportunity to play on all these already because PulseChain testnet's been running. We're running on our third public testnet, and the fourth one is privately run at the moment by the devs, and they're also rewriting the code. So we're going to get into some of that. Hope you guys enjoyed that overview of PulseChain coming. If you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe, like, share, hit the bell if you want to hear more about it, because we'll be covering it twice a day here on this channel, more or less. Either we're covering Hex or PulseChain. So get into it. So let's have a quick look at the testnet where it's at the moment, and just let me plug in my good old mouse here. It's just recharging it while we're talking there. So let's get into that. So we've got PulseChain testnet running. V2B is running at the moment, 3.3 second blocks at the moment. Now the target is 3 seconds. Most of the time it does run at 3 second blocks. We've got over 1.5 billion transactions on the testnet here, and 17 billion blocks at the moment. So that's pretty much it. Obviously, this is a block explorer, so you can just put your addresses in there or your tokens. You can already see a lot of the tokens in here. If you go to tokens, you can actually see a lot of the tokens that are on there already. So it's pretty cool. And many other things on there. So transactions, you can look transactions and blocks, etc. So it's pretty cool like that. So we're going to jump over to the actual validators as well. I said to you there's going to be proof of stake, and so you'll be able to stake with up to 33 validators. They will be what we call in rotation, confirming blocks and transactions. And of course, you can see the blocks and transactions on the PulseChain. You can see them ticking up by here with the blocks ticking by, and in those blocks are transactions, and you can see some of the latest transactions there as well on the testnet. And of course, not only do we have validators that you can stake your Pulse with, you can also obviously with the SuperDex PulseX we talked about, you can buy and sell on that, so you can trade. You can provide liquidity into trading pairs. You can take the LP tokens or the ownership tokens for that liquidity and put them into farms and earn an incentive token that we talked about. So you got the PulseX and incentive token on the PulseX platform. And of course, there will be one-sided staking pools, which will be very popular. People wanting to earn without facing any impermanent loss that you might possibly incur with yield farming or liquidity prevent, but actually one-sided staking pools and earn other tokens from third-party projects, and possibly even the PulseX or incentive token. We will find out in the future. There's also obviously the magical buy and burn I talked about, where we get $1 billion of trade volume through, could equal $700,000 of buy and burn a day. So you can imagine how fundamental that is, especially when your total supply is issued at the beginning, only goes down over time. So it's going to be pretty crazy to see that. Currently, 52 billion has been burned on the testnet so far, and the volumes have obviously only been testnet volumes. We can see a lot of people were testing here back in April and May. and there's less people testing on there at the moment, which gives you an opportunity to play around on here and get used to PulseX and, of course, the PulseChain bridge as well. You can see some of the asset values on some of the popular ones there. Obviously, Pulse there at 0049, PulseX at 0015. So the Pulse there is like Ethereum, as the Pulse is the native token, native coin, sorry, for PulseChain, just like ETH is the native coin for Ethereum. And of course, PulseX there is like Uniswap or like PancakeSwap cake coin there, so token there. So you've got that there as well. So many other projects on there. So it's pretty cool. And I think that's probably it. There's going to be voting as well, of course. You're able to vote for proposals, so projects and all sorts of stuff in there. So it's going to be pretty cool. You can go into community tabs, see a lot of people put in testing ones there. So cool. So that's pretty neat. Also, obviously, the chain, all the magic will really happen. Obviously, the first full system stake copy of Ethereum, the potentially the biggest airdrop in crypto history, biggest yield farm in crypto history, and then finally the fourth pump momentum is really bridging over those stable coins, ERC20s and stuff like that over to PulseChain, and we can do that through the official PulseChain bridge here, pulseramp.com. There'll be other cross-chain bridges and stuff like that out. Coming to mind is like Power City cross-chain, stuff like that. So pretty cool. You'll be able to swap between Ethereum and PulseChain. Currently, there's both testnets, so the Ring and the PulseChain testnet, but you can send tokens back and forth from that. So if you wanted to get ready for PulseChain, the good idea is to play around with the PulseX exchange, where you'll be buying and selling, yield farming, etc. And of course, use the bridge to practice between sending wrap tokens between back and forth between Ethereum there, and PulseChain. So pretty cool. And now, obviously, we talked about the sacrifice. People sacrificed for PulseChain, the native coin for PulseChain, and PLS, and of course PulseX as well for the native token for PulseX exchange, which could very well, as I say, be the first super DEX. And of course, we've got the latest sacrifice version there with the points there. So if you actually had an address, it would show you your PLS and your PLSX sacrifice. Obviously, if you're new to PulseChain and PulseX, you would have missed out on the initial sacrifice period, but you will be able to either ratio trade in the first day or two when PulseChain launches. If you have assets on Ethereum that get copied over to PulseChain, you should be able to do that through routed pairs, if not anything else. And of course, otherwise, you can always use the bridge to bridge over assets to buy Pulse and PulseX if you want to chase those down, as well as the incentive token, which I suspect will be very popular as well. So there's some of the things. Of course, there's also Hex, of course, the first token that is pretty much been a super success with Richard Hart. And of course, that's a pretty good buying opportunity too at the moment. So we looked at earlier. So pretty exciting stuff there. And I'm looking forward to it. We're just going to be patient. It is going to be coming down the track. So we will be patient until it does launch. So that's going to be fun. We're going to check out the PulseChain timeline now. Check that out. I'm just trying to see where I got to so far behind there on the comments, but I'll catch up. We've got the PulseChain timeline here. So let's just do a bit of a recap, since we're sort of probably got a few people that are new to PulseChain, getting quite a few comments recently on the chat. They're just asking about PulseChain, so that's why we thought we'd do this video. So we've got a pretty busy timeline here. We're going to spread this out. But all the way last year, 15th of July, the PulseChain sacrifice period launched. It's kind of like a capital raise, but without any expectations of the work of others. So no expectations there. It's kind of counterintuitive, but that's kind of the way it's been done. And of course, that complies with the Howey test there in the United States. So that you expect no work from others there. So and it makes it not a security, basically. So between the 15th and the 3rd of August back here, we had the PulseChain official sacrifice period, and of course that was pretty successful. Probably just under $750 million raised, maybe about somewhere in that ballpark, and pretty impressive with that. So that also had a messy period, running in the blue line there all the way through to I think it was the 3rd, 4th of April there. So somewhere in that ballpark, 4th of April there, and 2022. So a lot of people were sacrificing other tokens so they could get the Pulse airdrop for that. So that's pretty cool. And of course, that's where the total supply came from. We're probably expecting around about 131 trillion total supply, but the vast majority of that will be in what we call the origin accounts, sacrifice accounts there. So we shouldn't, that a lot of that won't make it to market. What we suspect will be in the market will be approximately about 16.4 billion, including trillion, and including a couple of trillion for the AMM liquidity provision for PulseX. So when the AMM bot runs, when PulseChain launches, that's kind of cool. Then we had, of course, the PulseX launch sacrifice as well. That ran through from pretty much around about the 28th, 29th of December all the way through to the 25th of February. And that was the official period. And then it had a mercy period as well, all the way through, finishing on the 4th of April there too. And of course, that issued maybe around about 121 trillion PulseX tokens, and the vast majority of that in the Origin account there. And of course, the public accounts, which is the one we're concerned with, public supply, is probably going to be around about 17, just over 17 trillion. So that's going to be interesting as well. So people are going to be in demand for that. A lot of people missed out on Pulse and PulseX, and of course they're going to have to buy that on the market, either ratio trading in the first day or two of PulseChain launch, or by bridging over assets over the bridge there, as we talked about, and buying them. So there's going to be a lot of demand on those tokens straight off the bat there. So it's going to be fun to see that play out too. The other thing, of course, is that we've had testnets. So the testnets here are in yellow. We had the first testnet in here, testnet 1, that ran through from the 29th of September all the way through to the 14th of December there, lasted 77 days. It was a pretty good testnet. And of course, then we started our second testnet on the 12th of December. And of course, that was just after Hex's 2-year birthday party as well in London. And of course, that ran through to the 25th of March there for 103 days. Can you believe it? So 103 days. That's 180 days of 2 testnets there. So pretty cool. Then we had our third testnet startup, which is called a testnet 2 VB. That started on the 19th of March and went all the way through to today. And so that's really getting up there too. Let's have a count the days there. So we're up to 97 days on testnet V2B, which is the third testnet. But of course, there's also a private testnet running at the moment called V3, and that's really the fourth testnet. I know it's counterintuitive, the numbers there, but running privately by the team. So that's very cool. So if we fast forward all the way to the current updates, the last updates we had from Richard Hart, the founder, was that PulseChain, the validator rotation. Remember, the validators are the ones that confirm the blocks and transactions on the blockchain. The validator rotation / delegating code has been mostly rewritten and partly implemented in native Go. So this was a bit of a surprise to the market. And of course, I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a good bonus, especially with the market conditions. That we're going to have an even stronger, faster chain, full proof of stake, and of course, enhanced coding there outside the EVM, and thus not in Solidity for much higher throughput. So that's going to be a bonus. And of course, the market conditions at the moment have been, obviously bearish. So launching closer to the bottom of the market is going to be probably a godsend, plus better code. But of course, new code has to be tested as well. So we've probably got a bit more testing time playing out for that. The other update we had was the 4th of June. So it's the 4th of June. If you think now it's the 24th, so it's about 20 days ago. PulseChain update. It was still being programmed for validator rotation and jailing there on the 4th of June. And then finally, last update we had on the 13th of June. So that's about, 7 and 13, about a week and a half ago. And of course, Richard Hart says, I've done everything possible to make PulseChain launch as soon as possible. Since I can't do anything else technically, I'm spending my time marketing. Of course, Richard Hart's been doing a lot of what we call outrage marketing there, getting a lot of attention that way. I'm waiting, and you are waiting, he says. Spread the awareness and have your plan ready. So pretty exciting there for PulseChain there. So we're just waiting patiently for PulseChain to launch at some stage. So hold on to your hats. We've got lots of stuff coming up in the future too, with the Highest of Stakes film documentary that could really blow up, not just PulseChain, but Hex as well. So stay tuned for that, as well as a lot more. So cool. That is pretty much a PulseChain update and overview for you. If you're new to PulseChain, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Once again, do your investment due diligence. Nothing on this channel is investment advice, but there are a lot of content creators, over 100 content creators out there with lots of different perspectives on PulseChain and Hex and stuff like that. Many of the very biggest YouTubers have sacrificed for PulseChain and PulseX, and they're not talking about it, but they will talk about it, I'm sure, when PulseChain launches. So stay tuned for that. Now, if you want to find out more details, hit the link in the video description. Get into our Discord. I've got over 500 people in there now. And of course, if you want to find a lot more YouTubers, there's this thepulsetube.com and Hex streamers as well. So get into that under useful links. But of course, there's tons and tons of videos on PulseChain and Hex on this channel, Hex Token. So don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, all that good stuff. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. That is pretty much a wrap up there. We're going to see a lot of stuff. We've got our poll in the chat though, and of course we're going to have a whole ton of new dApps and DeFi and stuff like that on PulseChain. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see that play out. And so let's see how our poll's going at the moment. How many comments? We've got 48 votes on there 59 minutes ago. We're just at 49. So if you want to vote, we'll close it off at 50 votes. We've got 49 at the moment. Smash out the vote. There's 50. We're going to end the poll there. Let's go. 50 votes. That's pretty awesome. Let's see what let's see what the results are there. So the biggest thing, massive pump of mentors you expect on PulseChain, PulseX, Super DEX, traditional DeFi, 80%. Get out of here. Get out of here. I really do think that PulseX will be possibly the first Super DEX out there that challenges the native value of the chain. But I also, and regardless of whether it does that or not, I think it's going to be so successful. It's going to be a lot of fun just to watch that play out. Now, new DeFi profit sharing projects, 10%. Now, we've got over 80 projects already that are out there. And of course, if you get into Discord, you can go down to new token links. You've got a good subset of those here that you can check out. They are pretty amazing. Also, if you go into useful links, you can scroll up actually, and you can see many of the PulseChain Sacrifice projects, and of course, project comparison site here, Pulse Hot List as well. It's got a whole list there too. So there are some really cool sites out there. There's also a Pulse News site that also has a full list of I think over 80. But some of the links on there you need to be qualified first. I might add that in there later on. So check that out. Number 3, a new big killer dApp, 7%. Yeah, there's always a chance that the next big thing in terms of a dApp is on PulseChain. There's a very good chance of that, good as any, if not more, than some of the other chains that are out there. Pretty crazy. Now, there are a few new chains launching, but they're all primarily launching empty. They're launching in a bear market, and they've got a lot of work to do. We already see, chains like Casper struggle despite having super fast chains. They struggle and things like that. So we see, a lot of chains, even the big chains, struggle. Solana and stuff like that, having to pause their chain and fix stuff up and stuff like that. But with the PulseChain forking Ethereum is battle tested. It is the big number 2 token, so it's very hard to beat down. So it bodes well for PulseChain. It's going to be very exciting to see that. But it's not just any launch. It's going to be an improved, enhanced, super fast, super cheap chain. So which will future-proof it for years to come. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so cool. Check out a lot of those links in Discord. Let's get into some of the other comments here. Miles behind on the comments, so we'll have to catch up. Let's have a look here. We've got a few in the house. So Snake Eyes says, give this hero more likes, please. Says Snake Eyes. Absolutely smash out the likes there. We've got Hex on Air. Good morning or whatever, wherever you are from, fam. Absolutely. Smash out the likes there. There is the PulseChain.com site. If you haven't checked it out, do check it out. Make sure you do your investment due diligence. Heaps of YouTubers, as I say, lots of content around about it. It's now says definitely join the Discord. Yep, and there's the Discord link there in the chat if you haven't already. Insane in the membrane, absolutely is insane in the brain. True. Even Toxic Hexhog says insane in the brain. Hex and Choice says insane in the brain. We've got a lot of insane in the brains in the house. Hex and Choice with the thumbs out. What else we got in there? We're going to jump through some of these. Hardy Hexalorian as well. Good morning, Vietnam in the house. Hey, good to see Hardy as well. Hex Down Under says it's Friday, then it's Saturday, Sunday. What? Says Hex Down Under. I think Hex Down Under has lost the plot with the week there. Hex and Choice in the house here. Just think we have a day RH will fork Ethereum again and we get another copy. Yeah, you just never know. You never know your luck there. Mr. Froz in the house from Calcutta, India. Good morning, sir. A big heart out there from Mr. Froz. Good to see you in the house. Let's jump through here. Get Hex as well. Do hashtag have any effects in live chats? And anyone know? I don't think they do, Get Hex. I don't think they do, but I could be wrong. You never know. If you think if you drink lots of tequila, does that qualify to be Hexkin? I think that might just be one of the qualifications that Hex Down Under. What else have we got there? We're going to jump through some of this. Kate Fugger and House that. Hello all. Drunk as disorderly, but still not selling my crystal ball. Not my fault if you missed my predictions, says Kate Figure. And that's pretty funny. What else we got there? Hardy Excellence, crappy Coinbase. Have to wait some days to get my ETH into my MetaMask, says Hard Exploring. Yeah. So that's the thing with the on centralized exchanges. You don't own the keys to your coins until you got them out, right? So one of the advantages of PulseChain is so you're going to have the keys to your coins. Not going to be like Polygon or something like that where you don't have your layer ones, So Toxic Hexrod, can you be a Hexkin if you are now a real person? I don't know. You have to ask Pinocchio that, Toxic Hexrod. Pinocchio was the first toy Hexagon that became a real boy. Hardy Hexalloin says crappy Coinbase. I think I read that one there. What else we got there? James Bond in the house with the emojis. Hello everybody. Where else up? We're up to here. Just jumping through some of these. It's now beer's going down so easy tonight. Yeah, that's great. Hey, Property Review and House Deck, great show again. I appreciate it, Property Review. Big shout out to you. We got Hex at 4.4 cents, folks. They are making Hedron staking. Too many people selling it for Hex. Says Hex down under. Well, it did need some staking. Everything needs some staking, it seems, which it makes sense because you want to get the velocity of crypto down, the velocity of crypto circulating. What else there? We've got a few others here. Hex Down Under says, have a good weekend, troops. You too, Hex Down Under. What else there? Sassy says, get Hex. Discord rocks. Definitely join Discord. We're heading up to 550 people in Discord, so well worth getting on there. Hexhog says, was I the lone one for NFTs Metaverse GameFi? Really, people? Yeah, you were the 1%. We only got 1% on NFTs Metaverse and GameFi. Yeah, well, I guess that, when there's a bear market on, maybe that's they're down to the left there. Kate Figures in house with the super sticker again. $9.99. Woohoo! Everyone dithering with nervous fingers. My belief, BTC will hit maybe 47 to 50K and dump down again. As for Hex, you missed out if you were looking for a 0.02. We are slowly pumping, says Kate Ferger. That is pretty insightful there. So pretty cool. I appreciate that, Kate Ferger. And of course, the Superman bound down for the super sticker. That's part of the given there. Woohoo! Oh, rock on. So there we are. Well, I should take photo. I'm going to photocopy that. What am I photocopying? No, I'm going to copy it. A screenshot. That's what we call it now. Call it a screenshot. Let me screenshot that. That is pretty cool. Screenshot that. Let me move that over. Bam. Actually, we'll get the whole screen. Why not? We'll do the whole screen. Bam. There we are. Take that. And of course, Snano says, sorry to hear that, bro. Good time. What's a good time coming? Hang tight. Yeah, just be patient. Hang tight. Accumulate, as we say, in dollar cost average. Good way to do it for sure. And of course, have a diverse strategy as well, as my guess. You can pick up some popular ERC20s, pick up some Hex, get some stable coins for the bridge. A bit of diversification in your strategy for getting when PulseChain does launch. So you've got some options there. Hit the like button, says excellent choice. Absolutely. Xforce One says, I stopped using Coinbase and started using Apple Pay straight from MetaMask. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool, Xforce One. Now, I did see that MetaMask, did they announce something just recently? NFT marketplace that they bought. What was it called? Genie, was it? Genie? I think they announced something around that. So MetaMask expanding. I think it was pretty much, I think they were going to do an airdrop to Genie too. This is on the chat if you're going to be beneficiary of that or you participated. I'm not sure of the timing of that, but I think I saw something around that. All right, cool. Let's listen to Richard Hart. Again, there's another one that I love. This is around PulseChain. We're talking about that, so let's get into this one. Woo.
There is no such thing as perfect security. Perfect security, you have a ratio between the amount of effort you put into being secure and the amount of effort that people are using to attack you. And then you have what's called attack surface. The more places that you have to secure, the less secure a thing is. Hex was more easy to secure than a lot of things because it has a limited number of functions, and most of those functions timed out. So for instance, if there was a flaw in the referral program, that doesn't exist anymore. So it doesn't matter. If there was a flaw in the adoption amplifier, it doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't matter. And so by restricting the number of functions and making the code immutable so that it can never change, it allowed us to be extremely secure, which is why we've never had an inflation bug. We're extremely resistant to inflation bugs, but Bitcoin's had several inflation bugs. Monero's had an inflation bug. XLM's had an inflation bug. Ravencoin's had an inflation bug. Coins have inflation bugs, which basically means you can mint as many free coins as you want all the time, but my coin doesn't. It's just a pure design. Now, PulseChain, we're using the most secure software that's out there already, which is Ethereum. It's never had an inflation bug. And we're fixing a lot of things. The code that is Ethereum isn't perfect, and we're making it better than what we got.
I do like his shades in these videos. These are the 7 videos teasers that Ice and Stakes did, but I thought his shades are pretty cool. I like those shades for sure. All right, so cool. Let's have a quick wrap up of the prices at the moment. We've got Hex on the hourly there on the top left at 4.4 cents. We did get up to 4.5, 4.6 cents there. So just down on the current hourly there. We've got Hedron on the right with the daily chart at 504. Looks like it's going to have another go at moving up. What do you guys think? I kind of feel like it will do that, obviously, on the back of its new product announcement. And Maxi and Hex there, the premium looking like a boss, as I always say. That means the chart's looking really bullish. And of course, on a breakout on the premium, I've got to look at this again. Look at that. Is that looking good or what? That's a premium over Hex. It's 86% over Hex at the moment. And earlier yesterday, it got up to 89. And let's have a look on the hourly here. Yeah, 89. Look at that. That was not so long ago either. What's that? 4.8. Just over half a day ago. Had a big volume candle there. Pretty crazy stuff. So looking good there on the daily on Maxi at the premium. And of course, Pulse Dodge also, we're watching it pretty closely. Lots of gamification with this. I'm excited to see what happens to this. We've still got about 32 days to go for the launch phase. And then let the gains begin, eh? Let the gains begin. This scarce is its friend. There apparently is a whale syndicate around. Someone spent about $50,000, I think, and bought like 20,000 Pulse Dodge coin earlier in the day or something like that. So it seems like another player coming in there as well. So we'll see. We'll see how it gets on. You always got to be a bit cautious when you're following people's inspirations because you don't want to be their exit liquidity, right? That's always the thing. So you have to wait and see that. But so far, this is where we are at this stage. So cool. We'll keep watching that pretty closely. Now, I think that definitely has a lot of the characteristics you'd like in terms of fundamentals, but it also comes down to the large whales as well. That's a lot of cryptos about immutable code. So let's see how it happens. It's not about behavior, what people do with that code. Let's put it that way. So cool. That's where we're at the stage. We've also got BNB at 230, up 4.5%, and of course we're gonna have a quick look at the BNB coins as well. Tokens, I should say, and of course they're all wrapped. These all are related to wrap BNB. So Pulse Dodge there still just under 0.5 cent there. We've got the right hand side with the daily chart P33 up to 14 cents there. Recovered about 2 cents since the last time we streamed earlier today. And Internet Money there just losing its momentum. Unfortunately, got a big sell-off there. And we can see the sell-off there. So let me pull that up. We've got that big sell-off there. Look at that. It was going up there to 732. Got sold off, and then it's just struggling there now at 6.2. Maybe it might make a recovery there. We'll watch out for that. Cool. None of those particularly exciting for me, to be honest. Really, the actions on the ETH chain at this moment. Obviously, things can turn around in crypto, but I think it's been pretty consistent that the ETH chain tokens have been performing generally better, in my view. So cool. Let us check out some of the top stuff there from Richard. Before we do that, let's have a look at a couple of the comments. We've got Hex on air. Wow, it's now what now? You brown cow, you legend, man. I love you, says Hex on air. Just trying to interpret some of that. Hex on choice says convince Superman to spin the world so we can get to the launch, says Hex on choice. Yeah, you want me to fly around the world? That sounds pretty fun. Do that fast there. Yeah. All right, so let's pick up. We're going to have a check out another video here. We're waiting for. Let me find this one here. We're waiting for the liquid line SAC balances. This was the last update that we had from liquid lines on the 17th. So we're still waiting. It's the 24th of June now. This was 17th. So what's that? A week ago. So we're waiting for the SAC balances. Let's just hear from CC there with Matt a week ago.
What's going on with all these things on the testnet and what's not.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I think that probably the first thing that we're focusing primarily on is the sacrifice balances. I can remember we had a chat not that long ago where I basically said it was pretty much ready to go, and challenges, we've been challenged, right? So we've been challenged by multiple chains, multiple assets, some challenges with respect to pulling some of that information from those chains. So again, remembering that whilst we didn't necessarily have to do this, we did feel a sense that, hey, if we can help people, we will. We've had some problems with some of what's happened, and our initial alpha testing of the balances revealed a few problems, so we had to go back to make some edits. It's certainly taken longer than what I would have hoped, but I hope the community can understand that ultimately the aim here is to get it perfect, to get it right, and so that people feel confident that when they get their balances, that their points allocation, that they are correct. And so I know that today, for example, we're doing further alpha testing. We're also looking at doing some beta testing on this. So my hope is that by the end of the week, we're going to have SAC balances out to the community, and there'll be an opportunity for people to at least get a sense of where are they at in terms of the points allocation. So that was primarily the SAC balance.
So that was the last update we had. So we're still waiting. Hopefully we'll get it sooner than later. I know a lot of people are pretty keen to see their liquid loan SAC balances. Remember, liquid loans was the biggest sacrifice, $51.6 million US dollars, and of course they're looking to bring on a lot of other projects, so it should be fun. Kate Figure says, I would like to buy a female spanner for my nuts. Can you sort that one out for me? Says Kate Figure. So Kate Figure there in with the win for that one. Gedex says, cannot wait to the love token on Pulse to release. Superman will be able to receive all super chat donations instead of sharing it with YouTube, says Gedex. I like how you're talking there, Gedex. I like that a lot. Yeah, I'm still don't know much about the love token, so maybe I need to do a bit more deep diving into that. Yeah, just the site just looked too clean for my liking, but it's pretty interesting. So that's liquid loans. We're waiting for that. Now, if you haven't seen some of the cool news, of course, is that Hedron with the ICOSA protocol, looking at staking Hedron to be staking there. So that's one of the big news out there. These are all really big deals for Hex. And another big thing, of course, was Maximus as well. We've covered that. Maximus is going to have 2 new tokens, the team and base. And the base, of course, is going to be a 12-month rolling stakes, and the team there is going to have some of the benefits from that for the bigger pays better in there as well. You need Maxi to get team. Looks like they're going to have other token benefits flying in there too, so that could be something very cool, exciting to see in the future. So base is like Maxi, except it is a 1-year stake and it's perpetual. Did I say that right? I hope so. Meaning that a base stake term ends, you can redeem your portion of the Hex principal and interest every 12 months, which is pretty cool. Roll over by leaving your principal in, so you can either take your principal back out or you can roll over for another 12 months. Remember, you get the 50% of the bigger pays better bonus too. And of course, this does assume that they get a big amount of people getting in there, maybe 150 million. Hex goes in there, but I'd be pretty optimistic. We got 294.3 million in a 14-day mint phase for Maxi, which is a 15.2-year stake, but this one here is a 7-day. They're going to be running that for 7 days, so shorter, so people have to get in much better for that. Mint your base, more base at the new mint rate, and a base redemption value in 12 months time, so pretty exciting there. So some cool stuff coming out from these teams, really, really exciting. It's got here, most projects launch a sacrifice phase. They get the PulseChain double and dump sacrifice coins to fund themselves. But team and launch a mint period, you get team immediately. 20% of the Maxi is burned, increasing Maxi redemption value. So this can take Maxi off the market, which is at 294.3 million of that. So it's going to get less of that. How much more? How much less? That's going to be interesting to see. 30% is in escrow to reward stakers and pump team. So it's going to be pretty cool too. So lots of cool stuff. Definitely check out a lot of the videos on that. And I did cover them both yesterday for ICOSA and Maximus. You watched yesterday's live streams. And I did, I think, most of that at the beginning of those live streams too. Hex was designed to buy, stake, and sell. Maxi was designed to buy, hold, and redeem. So cool on that one. This guy's got to be one of the most famous guys in the world, I'm sure. Everyone waiting for Maxi Premium to go down. That's pretty funny. But of course, Maxi Premium, like a boss, 86%, 85%. Pretty crazy. The other big news today, of course, was Pulse Dogecoin talking about staking, teasing a staking for Pulse Dogecoin. Pulse Dogecoin is also scarce. Looks like maybe at the end of the the launch phase, they might have maybe 6 million out of the possible 12 million get minted. So the only way potentially how they could get that is through the BA address, which gets 10 Pulse Dodge coins per claim, or a secondary token. Seems like the only two logical options there. So hypothetically speaking, how do you all feel about staking and earning yield on Pulse Dogecoin? So let's see what mechanisms they got planned for that. It's going to be pretty fascinating. So very, very cool. That was the big news. So we've had lots of really cool stuff coming out last couple of days, and while we wait for PulseChain to ultimately launch. So PulseChain may be a little way away, but we've got the development teams all over the place building really cool stuff for Hex, cool stuff for their own environments, and of course, cool stuff for PulseChain. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see that play out. So cool. Hope you guys enjoying that, man. Check it all out. So it's Icosa, and I'm going to post all these in the chat there just so you can follow them if you want. Icosa there, bam. We've got the Maximus DAO, and just take that. Maximus DAO. Let's go back in time there. No, I've actually got the wrong one there. Let me just jump through. Maximus DAO. And the third one, the Pulse Dodge coin there. Let me just go back on this one too. I'm going to post all those in there, so check those out at your leisure. They got lots of posts there as well. So 1, 2, and 3. What else we got in the house there? This down says it's Ma'am and Hahar. So we've got a few jokes there about the moderators. Hey, who else is in the chat at the moment? We've got James Bond in the house. Let me just jump through some of this. So looking back up here. I think that's looking pretty good. All right, cool. I was just looking for some people I was familiar with. I thought might be in the chat, but not in the chat, so that's cool. All right, cool. Let us get up to. Let me just clear out some of the deck here in the studio. Let's get rid of some of this. We're going to do a get Hex here with the smiles. Nice. We're up to 1 hour and 7 minutes. We're doing pretty good here. It's 5 minutes to 7 p.m. on Friday, the end of the week, folks. I hope you guys are having a good time. Reach Team 6 grows. Did you miss the super chat? Says it's now. Did you miss the super chat? It's now. I'm not sure what you're referring to there. It's now. Be more specific there. It's now. Not sure what you mean. All right, let's get into the best of Richard Hart. The best of Richard Hart. Let's get on to that. The best part of Richard Hart. There we go. We're going to play this in 2 parts.
Bitcoin's amazing run. Went up, 23x in so many days. Green line up, parabola. Fell out of the parabola, red line. Do I run a paid group or I just make amazing price calls for free? I make amazing price calls for free. I called the Bitcoin top on the day. Did I charge you for it? Did I charge you anything for the education? No. Why? Because I've been a retired multimillionaire since 2003. I brag about it all the time. I called the top. And I told you last cycle, Ethereum topped 27 days after Bitcoin did. This cycle, Ethereum topped exactly 27 days after Bitcoin did. Exact same thing. Yep, there you go. Bitcoin's great run.
This one?
Here's where we fall out of the parabola. Yep. Just click the chart. Hey, look, we're going up. Oh, look, we're not going up no more. Doom time. And check the timestamp, and that timestamp equals the picture in the chart. That's where I called the top. Anytime we get one of these big run-ups, which, by the way, is usually following by a crash, which I think we are due for the rest of the crash. We're already down half. I think we'll go down another 75% to an 85% total drop.
Wait,
Nobody else thinks that.
80% total drop for what?
I think Bitcoin will tap $10,000 from its high of 65,000 because that's what it normally does. It drops 85%. Ethereum usually drops 95% because it has lower liquidity, so it acts like a leverage position on Bitcoin to some degree. Well, so Bitcoin runs up, ETH runs up higher.
The people in the Bitcoin ecosystem tell me, look, Bitcoin is unlikely to do what it has been doing in the past couple of cycles, which is drop 80%, precisely because new institutional money have already been placed in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Institutional investors now with more money are likely to make the coin less volatile, so to speak.
It's not true.
How would you respond to that?
They're wrong and I'm right. And I believe that we already had our top at 65K on Bitcoin, 4,400 on Ethereum, and I think we'll find new lows. I think you'll see Ethereum down at 300. I think you'll see Bitcoin down at 10,000, because historically that is what they have done in the past. And if you try and play the this time is different game, you're going to lose all your money. Usually it's not different. Usually history tends to repeat itself. Usually the market behavior rhymes. It's not identical, but it rhymes. The top for Bitcoin in this cycle, which had just, I guess, made a new top, so it was a local top, but it lasted 6 months, I called it on the day. I said, this is a top. So Bitcoin went from $65,000 down to $30,000. I think it might even went 29.5, 28, something like that, depending on what exchange you're on. And so it dropped 55% from that day. And how did I know it was that day? Because it fell out of the parabola and everyone had their eyes on a single day. It was the easiest call ever. But it didn't go down the 85 like it normally did. It only went down 55, and now it went up again. But because it went up again, I don't know if it could do a double top. It could just be a temporary higher high, and it could go make a new low and make everyone very sad. It took 6 months to make a slightly higher high from 65 to 69. And now
you predicted 60K. Are you prepared to make a prediction on the low?
Yeah, 85% drop. So it was 10K, but now that we went up to 69, it's 11K. I believe in the 85% drop. I believe in people selling the bottom. I believe in the pain. And I don't believe in people buying $1 million JPEGs forever and being profitable forever. Nope. These are reflexive systems. People buy because they go up. They sell because they go down. It went down more than 50%. It fell out of the parabola. When things fall out of parabolas, they drop 85%.
Bullish?
On Bitcoin, no.
Are you bullish on Ethereum?
No.
Why not?
The market's already had a bull run for 3 years. Ethereum already did a 50x. Jimmy Fallon of The Tonight Show has an NFT for his profile picture. El Salvador bought it. Michael Saylor bought it. The world's richest guy bought it. Who didn't buy yet? Who hasn't heard of it yet? You've been in a bull run for 3 years now. You dropped out of the parabola. You dropped 55%. By the way, I called the top on the day. And that top call was good for 8.5 months now, and only out of profit one single day by about 6%. Even less than 6%, actually. And I do that for free.
So that was some of Richard's good comments, calls and stuff for 2021. So we'll check out the second half later on. So cool whip, as we say. Yeah, big shout out to Hex on Air. So welcome to the moderators. Cool. And special thanks to Now for super sticker. Woo! I would like to buy a spanner for Hex on Air with my first ever super chat. Well done. And of course, can you hook him up, please, Superman, with the old Superman bow down. So a big shout out to you. Who else is on the chat there? We've got a couple of comments here. Thanks, man. I banned the whole bunch and we start all over again, says Hex on Air. Hey, look, it's now recommended you. So congratulations, man. Buy me a wrench, says it's Toxic Hedgehog. How I made it so I don't get it. If Elon and everyone else bought, then how are we supposed to get over 100,000K like Rich said in the next bull cycle? Who else is going to buy long? Well, I think adoption's only still relatively small in the world for crypto. There's a long way to go in terms of crypto adoption. How high will it be though? How high will it actually get to? I think there's still quite a bit of way to go. I don't, obviously not 100%, but who knows? Maybe we get up to 25%, 20% of people owning some form of crypto. Cool. Nice. All right, so here's the prices at the moment. We've got Hex charts. What do we got? We got Hex here at 4.4 cents. We've got Hedron at 5.06. What else we got going on there? We've got 8.2 cents on Maxi with the premium at the moment. The premium at 85%. And we've got Pulse Dodge Coin at $2.65 at the moment. I have a feeling that might have a move up later. That's just my gut feeling there, not investment advice. We'll see how we go. But all my gut feeling calls have been pretty good lately, actually, to be honest. Look here. It's now says everyone eventually. Yeah. I see adoption rate has to increase. Yep. I don't know. It used to be everyone used to use the 2% rule. I know we had an article we talked about the other day talking about 10%. By was it 2028 or 2030, somewhere in that ballpark, and of course, maybe we've got 4% now. I don't know, but institutional adoption maybe 2 years through a 10-year adoption phase for institutions, and of course that's only been going for like I say 2 years. We may have a small fraction still, but they'll slowly get more and more over time. So we'll see that. When they see the light, says it's now. Yeah. Oops, I got the rules for moderators later. No cancel culture here. Says Hex. Yeah, with a lot of power comes a lot of responsibility. I needed to decide to stop buying or take a European vacation. I'm torn, says excellent choice. Well, if you're picking up the golden products, as we say, Richard Hart products, they got the golden part of crypto, and it's proving to be the case more and more as we go into the future. James Bond says, we are going to the moon, algae boys and girls. Absolutely. James Bond, agree with that 100%. All right, so cool. Let us see where we're at to at the moment. I love this. We're heading there. We're getting pretty close. Let me get rid of the overlays on here. Let's pull this up and pull up the old charteroo there and have another look at this. Yeah, like I say, the EMA is at 13-day EMA is at 0.04099 compared to the Bollinger Band 50% is at 0.0419. So let's watch out for that. That's actually what is it now? The 2-1 here, still about 0.1, 1/10 of a penny separating the crossover there. So looking forward to it. Look what happened to the crossovers previously. Let's see how we get on there. So cool. Now, what time is it now? 7 o'clock. So we'll probably look to wrap up now. Now, there was a cool video here, second part here on Obscure Crypto Gems channel. Has got part 2, Hex Billionaire Rack and Rochelle and RG3 talk deep about Southern Wealth Syndrome. So you can jump to Discord and click on that if you want to watch that with RG3 and the big whale, Rack and Rochelle of Overwatch. So definitely check that out. And yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, if you want to see a short version of that Rack and Rochelle with the actual whale insights, so it's not about psychology of sudden wealth syndrome, but the Rack and Rochelle's fundamentals around PulseChain and Hex, then that video is on this channel. So check that out if you want to. Let's pull up YouTube actually. Let's pull up the channel, hopefully. Let's go to Hex Token here. And let's see what we're up to. So if you go to videos here, you should be able to find that on the channel because I do uploads here. So yeah, if you want to get more information on the Maximus team and base, that's the video to watch. If you want to see the Icosa one, that's the video to watch there. And I think earlier today in the previous video, I did the Pulse Dodge coin. We talked about that, but we did talk about that already. So cool. I think what else is there? Yeah, so this is the one here. So it's only 4 minutes, just under 5 minutes long. It's got PulseChain and Hex Super Whale Billionaire Rack and Rochelle. It's got all of his insights. I edited those out together, cleaned the video up. It was quite scratchy with the other people. So it's a really quick way of getting all the insights there with that video there. So definitely check that out. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. So looking good. Don't forget, if you want to join, hit the join button. We've got PulseChain, Hexkins, Richard Hart Club. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell as we head up towards 4,800 subs. Very, very cool. Hopefully we'll hit 5,000 subs before PulseChain launches. That's kind of a cool milestone. I'm looking forward to that. Hey, Lal's in the house there. What's up, everyone? Hey, good to see you, Lal. James Bond says, I don't care about watched Gucci tracksuit Lambros. I just want a new passport and a one-way ticket out of here, says James Bond. I think a lot of people like that there, James Bond. Stanhow says, what could you be doing right now on vacation? You would be here and chat on the stream, but paying much, much more to do. So relax, bro. Enjoy it here and now. Yeah, I was just thinking of good old Brownie sitting on the hammock on the beach watching the Hex Token YouTube live streams. It's kind of like that. Yeah. The buy prices are awesome right now. It's an excellent choice. I agree with you. It's definitely been in a good dollar cost average range for sure. My vacation will be at the end of July, and I will do my best to onboard more Hexkins. Nice. So that's cool. All right, so let's play the second half. This is now 2022 of Richard Hart. It now says Brownie is awesome. Yeah, he is awesome. He's a pretty funny guy. Living the dream too, that guy. Hex and Tristan will be looking to places to buy more to move into. Nice. Just onboarded 2 more Hexkins. Hi, Hexalorian. Woo-hoo-hoo. Bow down to you, man. That's what it's all about. Get out there, spread the word. Everybody makes a big impact. Imagine 1,000 Hexkins getting out telling 1,000 people. There's a whole 1,000 more investors. That'd be amazing. Very, very cool. All right, let's listen to Richard Hart, the second half. This is 2022. His good calls that he's been making in the video updates that he's been having since then. So cool.
8% now.
Yeah.
Does that mean that this is a good time to buy? What's
I don't think
going
so.
on? Where's it going next? No.
No, when it falls out of the it goes up with a parabolic rise. When it falls out of the parabola, it tends to drop 85% of its value. So 85% down from 69K is 11K. Hello, everybody. Richard Hart here. I called the Bitcoin top on the day 10 months ago, while everyone else told you it was going to $100,000. There was a 65K top, and then it went down 55%, under 30K, and then it bounced. It went up to 69, back down to doom again. Now it's at 35. So, you know, bounces aren't illegal. You do get bounces. As a matter of fact, I called a bounce, and my tweet was the literal exact bottom of the bounce. I said, look, we're due for a 12% bounce. We got the 12% bounce, and then we went and did new doom. Who does it better? Nobody. Nobody does it better. I mean, look, I won't tell you I hate bragging because I kind of like it, but I deserve it, man. And that's why I changed my username too. I called the Bitcoin top. And who are they putting on TV? People that got you wrecked.
Here it is. Here's the first one. Here's the second one, which is why I brought you back here today, because you did call the top right. I don't think many people gave you the credit because.
And it's hard, man. It's hard to take the opposite position to absolutely everyone else, but you know, sometimes you have to.
Where's the next low then for Bitcoin?
Traditionally, Bitcoin drops 85% after a parabolic blow off top. This cycle was different because the government, it should go down to about 11K. So since it was,
that's a reasonable
yes,
expectation.
Agree, yes, because it's what it has been doing for decades. It always drops 85%.
What's going to happen to Hex?
Hex continues to have giant dips like it always has, but it also makes new all-time highs. You got to understand that an 80% dip only cancels out a 5x pump. And when you have a 1,000,000% pump, you would have to drop 999999999% to cancel it out. Bitcoin had its run.
It's not had its run. Bitcoin's early days, man. Bitcoin's going to have its real run.
Dude that bought 13-year-old bag that just got here is like, yo, I didn't buy the top. I called the top of the day. You did not. You probably dollar cost averaged into the top on the day. Like, I'm telling you as a person that knows more about Bitcoin than you. I called the Bitcoin top on the day 11 months ago. Who else called the top on the day? Nobody. I called the top on the day, and it's been in profit every single day except one, which is a little tiny day where it made a little Judas candle, got everybody long, a fake breakout, and then went straight down. Dropped 55% after that little fake out candle. What else? Yeah, call the tops on the day for free. Free YouTube, youtube.com/Richard Hart, you name it. We're just living the dream out here. You know, we're doing everything better, and people are starting to figure it out. They're starting to go like, oh, wow, those guys are really killing it. Big Simp 69 asks, have I ever called the Bitcoin top? Yes, I have. More than once. He took on leverage. He encumbered his Bitcoin that he has to get more Bitcoin at a higher price. And now he gets liquidated at 21K. And I think the price will go down to 11K.
Do you think he took out collateralized loans?
Yeah, he bragged about it. He tweeted about it and bragged about it. You know, he took on 200 million of leverage from Silvergate Bank with a Bitcoin collateralized loan, and it's just reflexivity. So now, instead of never having to get liquidated, now you've got a leverage position. And what are the 3 ways smart people go broke? Liquor, ladies, leverage.
Yeah, so once again, Richard Hart doing victory laps. Called top on the day. Bitcoin, told you 27 days later, Ethereum, it did the same. Told you don't pick up pennies in front of freight trains. Withdraw your money, not your keys, not your coins. Celsius stops withdrawals today. Celsius is down 99%. I can't be more right. I'm always right. It's like, it just sucks that the things I'm right about are things that are getting, people are just choosing to get themselves wrecked. I know, what else I can do for you, It's crazy.
People are like, oh, you were bullish in November of 2017. You're like, yeah. And then the price went up. And then when right before the price started going down, I called it. Like, people are so dumb. They don't update their worldview. Ethereum used to suck. It used to only have scams on it. Then it kicked ass. Yeah. And now it's too expensive and too full. So I have to launch a new thing called PulseChain. So, you have to update your worldview. Technology is a constantly evolving process. And if you don't update your worldview, you're just going to get left behind.
So that's the best of there by Robbie Davidson video. Pretty cool. So a lot of good calls there from Richard. Very, very nice. Some of the one or two of those Bitcoin maxis Man, they have a lot to learn there, that's for sure. James Bond says, I tell you, one day after the launch, we will all meet up for PulseChain party. I like that. We have to have some bintang beers as well. Just the way it has to be. All right, so cool. Let us get back into the market at the moment. Hex at 442. Let's see what happens overnight for that one. Certainly wake up to a nice green candles this morning was quite cool. And of course, on the rest of the charts, they're looking all pretty good for the most part. So let's see if we can do another day with some green candles while the market's sort of stabilized just above 20K. Of course, we are expecting volatility in this range, so hold on to your hats. Every day is another day. What day is it today? Oh, actually, let's bring up investing.com. Let's see what the markets actually have got in the broader markets. Let's have a look there. What's the highlight here? Stock futures high, UK retail sales slump. Let's have a look at the markets there. So they all closed. The Dow Jones 3067, 200 points. S&P 35, Nasdaq 179. So yep, and the VIX there at 29 there. So in the stock market, if you think that it's going to go down, you can actually short it with I think it's the Pro something S&P 500 short. You can actually short the market over time if you think the market's going to go down. So if you think actually S&P is going to go down over time, maybe due to recession and things like that, you can actually short these with the right tools there. I'm just trying to remember what it is. Pro something. I'm just going to be a Pro share. Yeah, Pro shares short there. I had it actually up there. What happened there? I had Pro. Let me just type that in there. Pro shares short. So this one here, SPXU, is probably the tool of choice in terms of shorting the S&P 500. So if you've got access to markets, you can do that. If you think that there's going to be some serious pullbacks in the stock market, then there's kind of tools that you can investigate with the SPXU there. So cool. Call your broker. Once again, not investment advice, but this I do think that's a reasonable play. Is Briz lurking? I don't know if Briz is lurking around the house. Briz, are you there? Briz? Briz is probably on the beach making his first video. Hex on the beach with Briz. Hex on the beach. That's what we're waiting for. Beach. When people from down under say beach, it sounds like something else, doesn't it? When people from down under, Australians and Kiwis are the worst. Briz on the beach. On the beach. It sounds terrible. All right. What happened to our English class at school? I'm not sure. Or Hex Party, yeah. Or Hex Party, that's true, Kate Ferrier. That is true. All right, how are we doing for time? An hour and 27. As now says, Toxic seems to be banned again. Yeah, I don't know who banned Toxic. Put your hand up if you're moderated and you banned Toxic. True, Lol says last beneath true. All right, so we're coming up on an hour and a half, so let's play out our music on the way out. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, for 2 live streams, PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex. It will be the weekend here when I do it tomorrow, Saturday, and I know many of you will be on your Friday, probably Friday drinks or something. So look forward to that. All right, let's play out the Power City Rock On music teaser. Here we go, Power City Core with the soundtrack that I love. So we'll play this out. Bam, 1 hour and 30 minutes. Good show. I'm going to turn the sound up, annoy your neighbors. Maybe your girlfriend comes up or your boyfriend and goes, what are you doing? What's happening? Rocking it. All right. Bye for now. Take care. Instagram model love. Instagram model love. We'll see you next time. Bye for now. We've got a few comments in the chat, though. Matt Strong, I need this happiness shot. Thank you. Hey, you're welcome, man. Party on. We're just biding the time. Superman kiss ass, says Pablo Lava. Yeah, nice one. I love that. All right. Get X in there, too. And need a nightclub virtual background for your outro. Superman, that's a good idea. Maybe we might do that. All right. Don't forget to smash out the emojis on the way out. Catch you later. Bye.